Hello. Thank you for calling the FBI. This is not a 911 service for taking emergency calls. For emergencies, please call 911.
Si usted desea escuchar este mensaje en español, por favor oprima el número 1.
In a few moments, you will be connected to an operator. This call will be recorded for quality assurance, investigative, or other purposes. If you do not wish to be recorded, please hang up and submit your tip online at tips.fbi.gov. That is T as in Tango, I as in India, P as in Papa, S as in Sierra.fbi.gov. During this call, you will be asked to provide identifying information about yourself and or the persons about whom you are calling. We use this information to assist in investigating your tip. You do not have to provide your name or other personal information. However, the lack of information may delay or hurt our ability to investigate your tip. Any information you can provide may be used for authorized purposes. To report a tip on an FBI case currently highlighted in the news, press 1. To report a tip about a threat to human life, serious bodily injury, significant violent action, or threats to national security, press 2. Please provide the zip code of the area code you are calling from now. One moment while I transfer you to the next available representative. Your call will now be recorded. At this time, we are experiencing a high volume of calls with longer wait times. You can now get immediate service by visiting us at TIPS, that's T as in Tango, I as in India,
It's impossible to
P as in
navigate
Papa,
that.
S as in Sierra.fbi.gov. This website can take online tips 24 hours a day. Your online form will be processed for the FBI for further investigation.
Really. Sounds good, doesn't it?
At this time, we are experiencing
Thank you for calling the FBI. Can I please have the spelling of your first and last name?
It's Richard, R-I-C-H-A-R-D, Moore, M-O-O-R-E,
Okay, and what's your date of birth, sir?
12/26/65,
Okay, and what's a good phone number for you?
662-486-4114,
Okay, and what's your 5-digit zip code?
38828.
Okay, so I have the spelling of your first name as R-I-C-H-A-R-D, last name M-O-O-R-E, and your date of birth as 12/26/1965. Is that true? Or is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And the phone number you provided was 662-486-4114.
Right.
Is that correct?
That's it.
And sir, is that a cell phone number or is that a homeland or home line?
It probably is a homeland, but it's a cell phone.
Okay. Thank you, sir. And the zip code you provided was 38828.
Yes.
Alrighty, thank you, sir. Alrighty, sir, in just a few brief words, can you please tell me the federal violation that you're reporting?
You want me to quote the criminal code or the violation?
What are you reporting?
I'm reporting. Well, first of all, am I speaking with an FBI agent?
No, sir. I'm an intake examiner, so I intake your information and I document it.
Okay. So what I'm calling about is today, over the course of today, I have digitally captured malicious frequencies that are considered direct energy weapons used towards
What kind of?
direct energy weapons.
Okay.
And as I'm on the phone with you, it is peaking very high at 125.0, which is about 20 times acceptable frequencies, which is meant to cause serious bodily injury. Now, I have documented with my trimeter that
Okay.
actively reads these frequencies, and I've coincided it with the vehicles where these malicious frequencies are coming from while on the interstate. So I have the video evidence showing the my equipment recording the frequencies, as well as the identifiers, tag numbers of the vehicles. Now, I want to add that I'm currently in a civil federal litigation, CV 328-00080 in the Northern District, Oxford, Mississippi. The defendants in this case, excuse me, run this program that is systematically denying my civil and constitutional rights, including but not limited to tampering with my automobile with these frequencies, disabling it, causing brake failure, and so forth, which is very dangerous.
Okay, give me 1 second. So let me make sure I have let me make sure I have all the information that you've told me so far correct.
Okay.
Okay, so you're reporting that you have digitally captured malicious frequencies that are considered high energy weapons.
Yes.
You're reporting high frequencies with a, did you say a trimeter?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have also identified the vehicles with the tag numbers from the interstate.
Yes.
You reported that you are currently in a litigation.
A federal litigation, and the defendants are the local sheriff, sheriff's deputies, EMA director, and so forth. This has been an ongoing situation. I've made numerous complaints to the FBI hotline, to no avail. I have made complaints to Attorney General Lynn Fitch of the state of Mississippi, and they told me, and I quote, "We are not interested in taking or investigating any allegations that you're making concerning your civil and constitutional rights violations, nor are we interested in investigating or taking a complaint for crimes and abuse under the color of law. So, with that said,
Okay.
the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, which are culpable with this deal, told me repeatedly I need to contact the FBI. I sent a statement on this latest deal because I'm in this federal proceeding, in federal court, civil proceeding that should trigger a criminal investigation. If it doesn't, then I'll file with the court to ask the Department of Justice to investigate these crimes. Thus far, a statement has not been taken. I've been summarily dismissed, and which not because it has no merit. They can't ascertain whether it has merit or not if they haven't interviewed me and looked at the evidence. And I have an outstanding cache of damning evidence that categorically establishes what's going on here. I also have an expert that has spent hundreds of hours documenting and going through camera footage and so forth at my residence, and we have managed to, as the vehicles pass my house, we pick the very high frequencies that are 10 to 20 times normal and acceptable. So it's like being exposed to microwave frequencies.
So what is that? I guess my question is, what is that? So who's doing that?
Well,
I have
the identifiers. I have the video footage of the automobiles, tag numbers, etc. That's who's doing it. In other words, as I'm videoing my instrument, and we see the excessive amount of 10, 15, and 20 times higher than acceptable level, and then the automobile appears. When the automobile leaves, then it goes back down to a flat line.
So where are you? Where would you be? Like, are you just on the side of the road?
No, I'm in my front yard. I'm in a front yard, and it's a relentless stalking program. I've been documenting this for about 6 years. So I mean, so what's going on is, prior to the criminal, before you see or hear the car, I get a spike in dangerously high frequencies. Then what's next is a known criminal stalker will drive by. After they've gotten past me, it'll flatline, and then I'll watch my instrument. It'll peak again, and here comes another one, and then it flatlines. Now, let me explain this. Automobiles do not produce dangerously high and lethal malicious frequencies. Okay, they just don't do that. That's not normal. That is an intentional deal. There's several things that are happening here. These frequencies are used to disable my Wi-Fi connection and my cameras. I have hundreds, thousands of hours of that being established. In other words, a vehicle being in front of my residence and then disappears, and then you can see that it's being interfered with. Now, I have unquestionable facts and data on my devices that show that these devices have been attacked, and hacked remotely. Not only my devices, but my email accounts, my texting, and my telephone calls. And so when we start videoing these perpetrators, they will jam and interfere with my surveillance equipment.
Okay.
All right. So in the third part of this is I have boxes and boxes of devices that have been planted inside of my house. Listening devices, motion sensor devices, and pinhole cameras. I've got that you could spend a year just going through those. That's planted on my property, not only on the outside, but inside of my home. When I discover these things, I get them, I put them in a Ziploc bag, and I can leave my house for a couple of days, and voila, they've been back in, and they simply replace them. So it's they jam the cameras and come and then break into my house, and then these listening devices, these illegal intrusions, and what they're doing, they're in every part of my house. In my bathroom, there's no privacy, and I have slam dunk evidence of that, and so when they're sending those frequencies, the first thing that's meant to do is to agitate me. My animal gets upset, and it's driving my little dog crazy, and it somehow my blood pressure goes up, and I get agitated, and I don't know why, but I know why now. See, I visually see the stalker driving by. I got the signal first, then the stalker, and then I realize that they're communicating and activating the devices that I have in hand on my property. So it's a very organized, systematic torturing. So
let me just make it. So you said it. You have told me a lot of information.
Yeah.
So just let me make sure I have it down correctly. Okay.
Right.
So you need to give me just a moment. Okay.
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 But
so you said
and if
that,
I have some more, I want to add to it. But go ahead with that.
Okay. So you said that whenever these vehicles drive by, they're known criminal stalkers, and you can tell because of the high frequency that comes right before the vehicle passes by your home.
Exactly.
And then flatlines.
And I've got so much footage of the same vehicles, same frequencies.
And it's the same.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's the same vehicle. It's not different vehicles. It's this exact same vehicle.
Exact same vehicle. Sometimes there's a different vehicle in the mix. They're aware that I publish this stuff, and so they're taking great pains to gaslight this situation as if I'm suffering some type of psychosis or whatever. But the facts and the digital and the electronic evidence speaks otherwise. Now, a normal automobile that's not involved in this, I also have the digital footage, the automobile, and the frequencies, and it's normal. So automobiles don't create dangerous levels of radiation or microwave weaponry.
Okay, and then you said that these high frequencies are then used to disable your cameras, and there's been hacking of your email account, telephone calls, and text messaging.
And my automobile being disabled.
And your automobile?
Oh, yeah, not being able to use my brakes. I travel the interstate, and not only that, once they disable the automobile, then getting trapped within 5 or 6 automobiles on the interstate, being boxed in and forced off the highway. So they've tampered with my vehicle, and I have proof of that.
And then you said that you've also found listening devices inside your home?
Yes, I've got enough that would make anybody absolutely sick.
My question is, do you know exactly who these people are? Like who's doing
Well,
it?
I've got their tag numbers and stuff, so I know enough for as if an investigator investigates this person, well then they should be able to find out the rest. But I do know this: the chief law enforcement officer of this county is Jimmy Edwards. He's in a federal lawsuit, and he is attempting to obstruct justice by threatening and intimidating and harassing me relentlessly in order to get me to stand down from these civil proceedings that I just gave you the case number. So they're interfering with trying to intimidate, harass, and absolutely shut me down to prevent me from making it to court and exposing the crimes they're committing. So this falls on the shoulders of the sheriff of Union County, Mississippi, as well as the sheriff of Lee County, Mississippi.
Okay, can you please provide me with that case number again? I just want to make sure I have it documented correctly.
It's 328. Let me pull up. It's 328-00080. Let me just a second and make sure, because I've had when you're getting zapped continuously with directed energy weapons, it makes it difficult to. This is very willful, intentional, malicious, reckless crimes. Now, the law enforcement, the local sheriff and police chiefs are the ones behind it. They're absolutely behind, and I can very well establish that if it's not already a well-known deal. Let me pull this. It is case number CV. So let me find my glasses. Find my glasses. Here we go. It's well, that's not right. Hold on a minute. Let me get it. So either I got it disorganized, I've got a pug dog that may have done it. Nobody is, let's see, this could be it here. I had it handy until you got on the phone. Okay, here we go. Here's the case. It's case number 3:21 CV 080. And the judge is Neil Biggers, and the magistrate is Roy Percy, I believe. And this is in United States District Court for the Northern District of Mississippi, Oxford Division.
Okay. I'm sorry, can you repeat that case number?
Yeah, it's case number 3:21-CV 080.
Let me make sure I have it correctly, okay?
Okay.
So I have 3:21-CV 080.
That's correct. Yeah, you can pull it up on Pacer. It's on there. The filings I've made. I've asked for two or at least three emergency restraining orders, lining out that the defendants are very active and aggressively attempting to threaten, intimidate, and suppress and harass me as a witness and the plaintiff in this case. So it's very clear that they are trying to obstruct justice, including last night.
Sorry, did you say it was Piercy or Piercy?
It's Piercy, I believe. Yeah. He's the magistrate.
And the magistrate?
Yeah. And Neil Biggers is the district judge.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm just making sure I have it all documented correctly.
Okay.
Okay.
And so today, as I leave from Union County, Mississippi to Lee County, Mississippi, my dog starts acting very unusual behavior, frightening and all that. So I turn my meter on, and lo and behold, I'm being absolutely fried with directed energy weapons. I parked in a Walgreens parking lot, and it was full of organized criminal stalkers. And then mysteriously, and I have some GoPro footage of during this criminal theater that they're performing. They're well aware that they're next in line for federal court for civil and constitutional rights violations, as well as asking the Department of Justice to investigate Title 18 in the United States Criminal Code of crimes under the color of law. And so I was able to video capture. All of a sudden, law enforcement I've got blue lights and people pulled over all over the place, which is a farce. I can tell you that at the time of this video, with the people that got pulled over, those records pulled, there won't be any information on that. It was all show, and I bet the ranch on that. And so that's how law enforcement lets you know we're running this deal. We are the law, and your civil liberties, life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, and your constitutional rights do not matter. Since this federal filing, I have experienced several bogus arrests as an alternative news media reporter. I have a pages and so forth where I report what I see. These individuals that I have caught on my property, I post the facts. I get arrested for cyber stalking, for simply reporting the facts of what was going on. In reality, so they're bogus charges. So they're abusing their power by doing this, causing me tremendous, not only psychological damage, but financial damage. I have to make bond, and they absolutely dehumanize you, because this deal is set up to annihilate the target. So that's Latin, to reduce them to nothing. Now, being that the sheriff and so forth, that they're implicated, you would think they would do due diligence and provide extra security around my residence to stop these rogue criminals, but they're absolutely believe they're above the law, and that they're going to pretend like nothing's going on. But I have unmitigated truth here that will show that something is going on. And the sheriff, Jimmy Edwards of Union County, Mississippi, and Jimmy Johnson, your name has to be Jimmy to be elected sheriff here, by the way, are both very aware of those people. And also, I have had criminals in my home that have given written detailed statements that implicates private citizens and members of law enforcement. This criminal perpetrator hand wrote this, and went on to explain that he was instructed to commit crimes against me in my home and my property by law enforcement. I can produce that. I have his handwriting, and he, being interviewed, will verify the fact that he was directed to commit these crimes by law enforcement.
Okay. Alrighty, sir. Well, I have documented everything that you have told me, and I greatly appreciate you calling into the FBI and providing all this with this information, okay?
Okay.
Now, is there any... Go ahead.
I don't know if there's anything else. Yeah, there's a whole lot I could add to it, but I'm not going to do it. But okay. The point I want to make is the Lee County Sheriff of Lee County, Mississippi, and the police chief of Tupelo, Mississippi, the sheriff of Union County, Mississippi, are absolutely working. These counties are adjacent to each other, working in tandem to completely destroy me, to prevent me from having my day in court and to present the evidence. So they're willfully and recklessly obstructing justice. I would think that I would have some avenue to be able to enjoy some type of protection, being that the state law enforcement and the Attorney General have taken the position that they have no intentions of investigating something. Now, I would say, well, why? You can't say because it has no merit. You can't say that because you hadn't investigated it, nor can the FBI say that. And I've reached out to the FBI. They've ignored it. I sent a letter through UPS to the field office in Oxford. They x-rayed it, they looked at it, but they didn't open it and returned it to me, which makes no sense. My telephones, all of my communications are compromised. I can provide proof for that as well. And so when I'm speaking with an attorney or I'm speaking with you, just know I'm talking to a lot of people, and this is a complete miscarriage of what these people have taken an oath to uphold and protect the Constitution. And as far as I know, you may know something different, is the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, is that for all Americans or just for some Americans? I'm beginning to wonder. It's just kind of like a lottery situation. The way I read it is for all Americans.
Okay.
And so I want, first of all, these people, and I have addressed this with the court. Now the FBI know it is an ongoing federal court case, and these people are recklessly and relentlessly trying to prevent that from happening. If that's not obstruction of justice, I don't know what is. And that is a federal jurisdiction issue.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Well, I have documented everything that you have told me, and if there is any type of new information, feel free to call us back, okay?
Okay. And in the meantime,
right,
as my life is in danger, what would you suggest I do to protect myself? Now, I can't call the local sheriff because he's running it, and that's so. And when I called Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, Attorney General's office, they tell me to contact the FBI. So I'm asking for the FBI to intervene, or am I expected to take up arms and just handle this in any way that I can? If I'm shut out completely from law enforcement, then that kind of puts me in a corner to do whatever I feel like I need to do. Now, being that
if you are in fear of your life and you are not able to contact the local police,
no, they're the ones doing it.
I do have a number. It's called did you already say that you contacted the Mississippi State Bureau of Investigation?
Yeah, they said call the FBI. The reason is they're involved with it. Okay, but protocol would be this. Take the complaint. When you ascertain that it is a federal jurisdictional issue, then they ask the FBI to look at this. They parlay it to the FBI. But here's the claptrap. They won't take the complaint, the allegations. So they can't say, well, they have no merit. Well, you didn't take the complaint and investigate, so I don't know where unless, and I don't know, you may know this. Can you answer this? Do they have mind reading capabilities? I don't think they do. So, short of that, why would an investigator, the commandant of Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, tell me you need this FBI? But the chances, the calls I've made to the FBI have been ignored, and so now lives are in grave danger. Mine. I have the evidence of being doused and hit with 10 and 20 times the normal acceptable level of microwave frequencies that are meant to, not to just this is more than an active denial system. This is something that will destroy members of your body and ultimately kill the target, and it's no touch torture.
If you are reporting, there's a couple of there's at least 2 different types that I can refer you to.
Okay.
I can refer you to our IC3 division.
Yeah.
That is our Internet Crimes Complaint Center, and they deal with any type of hacking that goes on with your email accounts, text messaging,
right,
telephone calls, anything like that.
And they'll be able to contact the sheriff of Lee County, Union County, and that's the best place to start because they're the ones directing. And I have witnesses that will attest to that.
What IC3 does is that you provide them with any information that you can, and then they will look into it and investigate it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not guaranteeing that they're going to be arresting anyone from the local sheriff's office, but if they are the ones that are doing it, then they'll be found out if that's what's going on.
Oh, well, they are. I can give that to them on a silver platter. I can do that because, like I said, I can. I'm trying to look for a pen. If you give me a second.
Okay.
They are trying to create crimes that they have. Their talking point is this: why you can't prove this? How do you know what's going on? Well, I can prove it hands down, and this is the go-to person. The chief law enforcement officer of each county is the sheriff, and city municipalities is the chief of police. And I have been systematically arrested.
Okay.
As an alternative media reporter, when I print and expose one of these stalkers that I've caught on my property, got their tag numbers, and I've had multiple break-ins, and the sheriff's department showing up during the crime, and me not being away from my house, and I quote, well, yes, we see where the door was kicked off the hinges. Yes, everything is destroyed. But you said they could be there. And so we let them go. I filed a criminal complaint. And I said, when are they going to be arrested? Well, we don't do things like that. We talk to them, get their side of the story. And but they've arrested me, people that have no jurisdiction on crimes for cyber stalking. These are the very individuals that are being directed by these law enforcement officials. Okay. And so it's causing me, it's abuse of power gone to hell. And this continues.
Let me give you the website so that way you're able to talk to them, okay?
Okay.
So it's www. I as in igloo, C as in Charlie, .gov. Okay, so it's another division, part of the FBI, okay?
Okay.
And so when you get onto that website, you want to make sure that you report the email account hacking, telephone call hacking, and the text messaging hacking, okay?
Right. And I can tell them who's doing it. They work for the sheriff and the EMA director, which also is involved in this deal.
And I wanted to clarify. You said that the Attorney General said that they were not going to be investigating.
The Attorney General Lynn Fitch has been sent several complaints. I have copies of those outlining what was going on, and that I wanted to be interviewed, and for them to take a statement and investigate.
Okay.
Investigate and just to see if I'm right or if I'm wrong. No.
Okay. So
hands down, they refuse to investigate it. Tell me what?
Did they actually tell you that they're not going to be looking into it?
Absolutely. They said they were not interested, and I quote, I was on speakerphone with Clint Hatch, with the Attorney General's office, and the Attorney General was in the room. They had me on speakerphone, and they said, Mr. Moore, as for your allegations of civil and constitutional rights violations, we will not be investigating nor take a complaint as it refers to your allegations of that. Now, a witness...
Was that your allegations? Was that your allegations against the law enforcement?
Oh, I hadn't gotten there yet. I haven't put them in there yet. It's so, you know, I haven't put them in there. I'm just kind of giving you to try to save the FBI from gaslighting and tell me, well, you need to contact state law enforcement. And that makes a lot of sense when they're running the program, but to go to the frontline people are these individuals that are illegally torturing, breaking into my home, my property, trespassing, planting listening devices, and also planting motion detectors where they can tell, also planting these devices in my automobile, and they have literally destroyed 2 Mercedes-Benz, and I know who's doing it and how they're directing that.
Did you contact Internal Affairs to report the local police or in the sheriff's office?
They work in the sheriff's department. Yes, I contacted. Was they're involved? It's the Fox Garden Hen House. I did report to the Attorney General's Office of Public Integrity. This is where I tried to make the complaint through Public Integrity. This is who Agent Clint Hatch works with Public Integrity, and it's their job to field these complaints on corruption with lawyers and law enforcement. He said, now, we're going to look at this. It may take a long time. In the meanwhile, I'm going to call Union County Sheriff's Department and see what's going on. I said, wait a minute, that doesn't sound too good, because he said, why? I said, I live in Union County. You're going to call them and tell them that I'm making a public integrity complaint against them, and they're already retaliating. I said, you're putting me in danger. And less than 24 hours of that, a vehicle, I got the tag number and all that information, fired at me from their vehicle to my vehicle. I called Clint Hatch back and gave him that information. Nothing was done. Nothing was done. So he simply said, look, he's trying to roast y'all, and they just doubled down on their crimes in order to shut me up and for me to self-destruct.
And when exactly is your court date?
That has not. It has been. It's in the system. The date hadn't been set. Things are a little slower now because of this mask disease, or whatever that is. And so I have amended the complaint. I have filed 2 emergency restraining orders,
Okay.
and it made it clear that I've been forced to leave the state in order to try to get some safety and ability to continue with these cases. As I travel, these people follow me and intimidate and harass across state lines.
Did you say that you had an emergency restraining order? Is that correct?
I've asked for one, and to my knowledge, if it's been, it's not a prerequisite for the judge to inform me, because he doesn't have to inform the defendants prior to doing this. I will file another one, but I wanted the FBI to be aware that I'm asking for federal intervention, because these people are actively using these electronic weapons trying to stop me in this federal proceeding.
Okay. Well, thank you, sir. I have documented everything that you have told me, so that way it is documented.
Did you say there was somebody else for me to call? I've got this.
What was it, sir?
You told me you had 2 places to call.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had the Mississippi State Bureau of Investigation, but you said you already called them.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, I might as well call it a dog pound. I'll get more play there.
And then remember, I gave you the IC3 to make sure that you file a report with them.
Yeah,
okay?
that's I've absolutely, hear me get my glasses here. I mean, when you're getting tortured relentlessly, sometimes you scatterbrain. I've got www.ic.gov.
Oh, make sure it's IC3.
The letter 3. Okay, so I didn't put that in
sir.
there. IC3.
I can give you the Mississippi State Bureau of Investigation, but that was my other referral. But you said that you had already talked to them.
Yeah,
before,
they look.
So.
They've got a cute little system. When my number comes in, it gets I get on hold and may talk to somebody in the Philippines that or something like that. I mean, it's a sham.
Well, all right. Well, I do appreciate you calling into the FBI, and like I said, I have documented everything you have told me, and it will be in our systems. Okay.
Okay. Did you get the name of Sheriff Jimmy Johnson in Lee County, Mississippi?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I greatly appreciate you calling in. Okay, and I hope you have a good evening.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Okay, folks, there you have it. Now, I wanted to document this. So they've taken all this down, and now it's documented, okay? Do I expect them to do anything? No. But this wasn't the point of that, okay? This was what I'm doing right now is what I will be presenting to a federal judge. And I'll be asking the federal court to order the Department of Justice to investigate these crimes and to make this fully transparent, and we're going to go from there, okay? They're paid and they work for us, the American citizen. Regardless of what they think, their paychecks are made possible by tax-paying Americans. And I want them to do their damn job, okay? So, for them not to do anything, they'll have to answer for that. Well, it didn't have any merit. Well, as far as I know, they haven't asked for the proof to substantiate what I'm saying. So how can it have no merit if you hadn't investigated it? Okay? So that's bogus. Well, this guy is crazy. Okay? But what's that got to do with someone that is going to present facts? And as I said before, when your window gets shot out in broad daylight, and I'm told it's a misdemeanor by the local sheriff's department in Union County, it doesn't matter how crazy an individual is, or what they say. Just because you're crazy It doesn't make your windows explode out of your damn car by someone shooting you with a gun. Okay? Just because you're crazy, windows don't explode. 10 and 20 times normal, dangerous directed energy weapons are not hitting you because you're crazy. Okay? I've got the device that coordinates. You said it's blinking. I'm getting hit right now with 10, 20 times the acceptable level of a directed energy weapon. That's it right there. See that? That's what's going on. There's no other explanation for that, okay? No explanation. That's not normal. That's 10 and 20 times what can be considered normal, okay? This is a crime. I shouldn't have to investigate this. I've got pictures of the vehicles that this corresponds with. Now I'm sitting here, so we got these perps that live around this house that are directing these weapons at me and my animal, okay? That's a crime, okay? This is the proof. When the vehicle passes, that'll flatline. When I see that, I can find the source of where it's coming from. I see it, it spikes. Next thing you expect is the vehicle. After the vehicle passes, it flatlines. What the hell? Cars do not produce microwave killing frequencies, okay? Of no kind. This is what they're doing. This is their nasty little secret. This is why they're trying to shut me up and shut me down. I'm not doing it. That's why I'm making this public. I'm going to continue to make it public. And I've got a whole bunch of tricks in the bag for these people. I will be filing a civil and constitutional complaint, and I will get in court with the individuals in Lee County. They're going to lose their appetite for this. They want me to shut up, to get off social media. There's a lot of things I'd rather be doing is be on social media. I have my own website now, and so I can circumvent these mall cops and these perverts censoring and blocking me every time one of these whiny ass creeps calls and send something to Facebook. They'll let you challenge it. They just block you. Everybody knows what the deal is on that. It's United States Anti-Gang-Stalking Association.com. That's my domain, okay? You can email me there, Richard Moore at United States Anti-Gang-Stalking Association.com. Folks, I'm not talking about it. I'm being about it. Over the next 2 weeks, will be mass filings. There's going to be a lot of names on there. No, it's not a popular thing. But let me tell you, folks, it's very simple for these people to roll in there, and I'm trying to see with it, that roll in there and arrest me on bogus, made-up crimes against their employees, okay, that live around here close. One of them had the audacity, they're in fear for their life because I posted that they were stalking me, and I caught them on my property and running back into his house. For a judge to sign that and charge me, that puts a new meaning to how screwed up is that. Did they arrest him? I reported him and have the video evidence of them committing the crime. But as soon as I put them on blast, hell, I'm going to jail. They're making my case for me. This is abuse under the color of law. And folks, let me tell you, that sword cuts so deep in so many different ways, it is ridiculous. I'm going to repeat it again. I've been saying it all day. Law enforcement, the ones that are in law enforcement, have one thing that keeps them in their job, and that's their credibility. And like virginity, once that credibility is lost, it's gone. and I'm gonna get their credibility. They won't, and once you lose it, Mr. Corrupt Cop, it's gone. You have no place as a public servant. Your place, my friend, is in a federal prison somewhere. You may have these victims out here in Faraday cages and everything else. My intentions is to get you in steel cages and washing skid marks out of your boyfriend's panties and underwear while you're locked up. Because I'm telling you, I know, I've been there and done that in federal and state prison. And folks, let me tell you, these corrupt law enforcement officials, they stay in a protective custody. They're giving fake paperwork. At least anybody pull their paperwork and find out who they really are and what they've done. Not many of them last through there. Hair of my head was never touched. I've moved around, no problem. I walk with God. And there's a difference between a person that walks with God or those that decide and elect to run with the devil. So you're either running with the devil or you're walking with God. There's no in between. Because God don't run. And this boy don't run. God doesn't back down, back up, shut up, or sit down. And I'm not going to do either. He has not commissioned me to do that. They know, these perpetrators, because everything in my house and outside is rigged. They're voyeuristic, criminal, perverted peeping toms that like to watch people take showers and see them naked and everything else. These are some real freak, creepy people. And you say, well, how do you know that? Well, if you got listening devices and cameras in my bathroom and shower, what the fuck else is it supposed to be about? And so I'm not going to ask you to excuse my language. If you can't handle my language, then get on the page. Go to Target Justice. They'll talk sweet to you and give you all this mumbo jumbo, rocket science bullshit. You see, the problem that we're seeing, folks, is you get in these perp groups and they give you all the science on dude weapons, DNA sequencing, V2K. And folks, let me tell you, I smelt a rat from day one. I heard that. Sure, there are devices out there. These people are not operating $500,000 pieces of equipment running up and down the road in a damn Kia. Really? These are people who don't know how to operate a toothbrush, all right? Or a mop, or wash their car, okay? I knew that. But the program is designed, you go to the perp group, they give you the junk science, and it's so credible. Yes, it's really out there. Most of the stuff that you're hearing about is experimental and very little used by the military. And so they've got the victim out here chasing their tail and learning about these space-age satellites. One guy told me he had 3 satellites that posted up over his house and was hitting him with news. Since when can a damn satellite post up? I mean, really? I mean, I'm going to sound look stupid. Satellites are projected into orbit and run off of the pull of the Earth rotating. Okay, they move real fast. It's usually like that. He might have been talking about a drone, but I'm telling you, folks, they put the drones out there. And what you're seeing is a distraction of from where it's really coming from. When you see those cars, that's to get you all worked up about the cars. But what you're not seeing is what I do with it. I know the dog didn't get. You get. Here it is. What you're not seeing is this. You see that green light flashing? I am getting zapped with 10 and 20 times the acceptable level of directed energy weapons. Right there, right now, okay? That's what's going on. That's not a psychosis. This is real. This requires federal intervention, period. Now, this is what I'm going to present to the judge. Simply this. Since the FBI can't manage to get their shit together, I'm going to file a motion simply asking the federal judge to order the Department of Justice to investigate this before they dismiss and tell me they're not going to do anything about it, that it's not an FBI issue. It is a federal FBI issue, okay? This is, they've attacked the White House, the embassies, and I'm pretty sure that they're not calling and trying to ring in some of these cornbread eating local sheriffs or these good old boy backslapping despots that are working for the state police. All right? This is a big cash windfall for these people. God forbid. All of them have got shit on their shoes, and they don't want to get involved. Now, so what I'll be presenting in court is the very document, the oath that they took. And I'm going to have them read it when I get them on the stand. And then I'm going to cross-examine them. Have you held to that oath there? Before doing that, I'm going to enter in as an exhibit a copy of the oath that they took. My second exhibit will be a copy of the penalty of perjury. So we want to set the stage for that before anybody hits the stand. And I've got a lot of questions, a whole lot of questions, that I'm going to ask the defendants. Now, if they tell the truth, all hell's going to break loose. If they lie, all hell's going to break loose. The perp groups would have you think that these are unprovable crimes. They're mimicking V2K. Okay? Get some sound machines, play some music, drown it out. But you're so sold. You've sold your soul to this junk, fake narrative. Here's how you spot a perp. When someone tells you, yeah, but these things are hard to prove or impossible to prove, that's perp talk. This old boy is going to showing you right now. I'm proving it. How damn hard is that? I showed this, and the vehicles, when they pass, it stops. I got the identifiers of the vehicles. What the hell else do you need to prove it? Now go interview them and see what they're really involved in. They hire rats. Rats are going to do what rats do. And let me tell you, I don't care how many dollar store gift cards they got or whatever they got. But the fact that today they're stalking me in Walgreens. I've got big, fat, bubblegum looking bitches walking around in there. And they know I know who they are. But they try to be sweet and nice and try to act oblivious. I'm not going to be sweet and nice. And the biggest thing that triggers me is somebody acting oblivious. Like, ain't nothing going on. I promise you, it'd take me less than a split second to go from being a normal person to being real damn stupid. That takes about a split second, okay? And when I say stupid, it's going to be something nasty that gets done to that person. I'm satisfied that in a court of law, I've got my ass covered, okay? I know what they look like. I've been studying them for years, and I've been documenting. I am absolutely an expert in it. They know. When I put that perk jacket on a person, you bet the ranch it is what it is. People love to argue about it. Targeted justice and anything that comes out of their mouth is nothing but projectile diarrhea. Gang stalking database, and the list goes on and on and on and on. When I make posts and when I talk about things, people love to get it. You know, they want to debate me. Look, it's just not open for debate. That light green flashing is I'm getting doused right now as I'm doing this, okay? That's what that means. this video footage that they keep jamming on my Wi-Fi cameras and all that to try to, again, obstruct justice and circumvent this. I've got the sheriff's department doing the same thing. All right? It's all a big game to them. Shock and awe. It's a big monster. We can't slay it. Let me tell you what, folks. When you say that, you're saying we can defeat God and a child of God. Really? Because they really believe that. God is not down with crimes against any other human being and torture. He doesn't work in those elements, nor does he condone anyone that is a professed born-again Christian to participate in any shape, form, or fashion. He does not have a loophole or a gray area in torturing another human being that's not of God. Okay? So, if they're doing this, and they took an oath on the Bible, that tells me that they do not believe in God. They've never read that Bible they got their hand on, and they're full of shit as a Christmas turkey. And there's not a lawyer in this country that's not aware of this program, and there's not a member of law enforcement that's not aware of it. Do they all participate? Well, no. Anybody that bucks or kicks against this deal, that's political and career suicide. But here's the element that they didn't take into consideration. They have stripped me of everything that I have. I have lost it all. And so that's why I'm going forward. You know why? I ain't got a damn thing to lose and everything to gain. I can assure you. Save this video. I will promise you, in this first proceeding here, I will prevail. I've got mass people and filings that are coming. Now, their main objective, when they start targeting a target, is a smear tactic. Destroy their character. When these people get implicated in these crimes, that's going to be an attack on their character. But it won't be a lie or smear tactic. It's called truth. Know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Victim, this is what sets you free, is the truth. Now, not you being an expert in explaining to me about DNA sequencing and being tracked by satellites, mind control, and all that stuff. That's BS, perp bullshit. Why is that? Because God said no man can read another man's thoughts. I believe God knows what he talks about. And the only thing that can read your thoughts is your own spirit. And only God can read your spirit. Not DARPA, not NSA, or not any other three-letter horseshit taxpayer-funded organization. Okay? That's that simple. That's the science. I don't need fake whistleblowers and elaborate speeches and conference calls to... This is all set up for the targeted individual to take all this evidence and this science and try to file a lawsuit. Honey, it's going to get... You'll never get off first base. That's why they're feeding you that. That's why targeted justice them. We're going to sign a petition. We're going to get a class action. They ain't done shit but get victims that chase their tails thinking something's going to happen. Or you get others says, I heard that there's 300,000 sealed indictments they're fixing to release. That's perp bullshit. To get you chasing some pipe dream, pie in the sky lie. Okay? I can't count the times and the charges I've got against me right now for posting names. And when I post a name about what they've done, you can rest assured I have the facts to substantiate that. Okay? My freedom of press, violated. Freedom of speech, violated. My civil liberties, violated. Crimes committed against me under the color of law, violated. These people not only have qualified to be prosecuted under the RICO Act, but also the Interstate Commerce Act. These places where I've had my automobile serviced that have placed devices in my car in order for them to hit the car with frequencies to screw up and disable the automobile will be held accountable. Okay? Tampering with an automobile in that fashion falls under federal jurisdiction. That's the Interstate Commerce Act. Okay? Now, it's real simple to put together a case. I've done it today. I just did it live by making this complaint to the FBI. If the FBI does not investigate this or do something, I don't expect to hear another word from them, to be honest with you. Okay? That's called lip service. You see this? You know why this is still happening? Because these asshole perverted criminals ran by the sheriff of Union County, Mississippi, has green-lighted this, and they're having a laughing contest. These members of the Mississippi National Guard are culpable involved in this. We're too big. He's just talking. Well, I'm going to tell you what. I think you know that I'm not just talking, okay? I've been planning methodically for years at how this was going to be attacked and how this was going to be handled and won and how I would get in court. I've studied it. I've documented it. Dr. Stanwyck is still, as I'm doing this, has spent hundreds of hours, and she is analyzing thousands of hours of video footage from this residence. And some of it has been sent to forensics. I'm telling you, folks, we're not playing tiddlywinks here. We've got a very detailed, documented evidence of individuals that are committing crimes against me. And guess what else I have? I have a written statement in detail with names from a perpetrator in my possession, in his handwriting, the names of his handlers in law enforcement that specifically told him to commit crimes against me. That's the wild card they didn't expect. It's his handwriting. You can't deny that. Were you playing a game or pretending? Or was this real? Because crimes were committed against me. That was real. That was well documented. That's not the only perp that will be called in. That I already know will do what I've been saying, folks. They're working. These frontline people are no good rat snitches. The handlers are rats. These sheriffs and these members of law enforcement are rats of society. They're not patriots. They do not deserve anything but a prison cell and washing panties. But I'm going to tell you, win, lose, or draw, I can get them in court. They're going to have to pay a lawyer. My intentions is one, their character's gone. Two, I'm going to do the very thing that they do and attempt to do to every victim, and that's to destroy them, hit them in the pocketbook, destroy them financially. I've got the goods, folks. It's my intentions to financially gut each and every one of these people that I've documented committed these crimes. These people that own this land around here, it's got the perp houses and stuff, I'm coming. Let me tell you how I'm going to gut you. First of all, you're going to spend several $100,000 to fight me in court. Even if I lose, that's going to leave a mark. I won't lose. I want what's left. I want what's to come in the future. Okay? I can get it. And I'm going to get it. So if these little crash dummies that you got out here, I don't believe they can pay $25,000 or $50,000 to get representation in federal court. I don't know who's going to pay that. let them show up without one. Let them show up in there and say, I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know anything. Well, he's got all this saying that you did it. And you're saying you didn't and you don't know anything. Do you really think that's going to be a defense? Well, okay then. Since you don't know anything and you're saying you didn't do it, we'll just let it go as that. Are you kidding me? I don't know who's going to pay for their lawyer. They must think. Now, you see, it's not the good old boy deal where the sheriff gets with the local judge and they get in the back room and smooch around and reach arounds and everything else. It's not that deal. This is federal court. The good old boy deal is no longer in play. They're going to have to hire an attorney that's licensed to practice in federal court. That's very expensive. And they're not going to get a group discount. They're not going to get a group discount because I'm going to piecemeal it. I'm not going to put them all in one bunch where they can use one lawyer and try to save some money. These attorneys won't take gift cards, okay? I'm going to gut you. When you decide to start torturing other human beings, and I know people that have been murdered and everything else and can prove that it's the lies that's been told, and I'm going to keep putting these names out there. I'm working on trying to give me a little time on my website, United States Anti-Gangstalking Association.com. Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, all of you can kiss my ass. I'm not going to be censored. I'm not sitting here talking about I'm going to get a web page. Got one, okay? And I'm making things happen. I'm not going to sit here and talk about we're going to get up a petition drive. That's perp bullshit, okay? A petition drive. We're going to march and shake pom-poms. They don't give a shit about any of that. Here's where they give a shit, is when the United States Marshal Service serves those people and tell them they got to be in court, they got to be in court, okay? They're going to have some explaining to do. If you start bringing up all this technology you've been getting from these groups, that is guaranteed you're talking about domestic terrorism, protected national security stuff, and that is going to get it shot down. That's the reason they're giving you that stuff. They're mimicking these weapons and programs and then brainwashing the victims into thinking they're doing that, giving them all the good documentation they need, knowing they will never get anywhere. I don't want to hear anybody say, yeah, but you can't do anything. It's impossible to prove. Let me tell you, folks, my God says in my Bible, with God, all things are possible. Not some things, or a few things, or most of the things, all things. I happen to believe God in that Bible. I've got a personal relationship with him, and I talk to him. He talks to me, and I'm satisfied that he's not running game on me. I'm satisfied that there's no way these people are going to break me. God assured me, you're mine. When they say they're going to break you, they're saying they're going to break me, God Almighty. Do you think God thinks that's cute? Do you think God is going to be made a fool of? No, they've made fools of themselves. So, this thing's still peaking high as a cat's ass. So let me tell you, folks, they can pour it on. I'm not scared. This is dangerous. This is what's killing people. This is what forces people into mental institutions and for people to act out of character because they're getting tortured with electronic frequencies. This is called a trimeter. Get one, okay? Document that. Film the people as they do it. I'm proving it to you right here, okay? That's happening. Who's doing it? The perpetrators around here. Who's running it? The sheriff. Who have I got going to federal court? The sheriff. It's that damn simple, okay? Case made. Is he going to perjure himself, or is he going to break it down and implicate other people, which this will trigger criminal prosecution? I'm setting it up and designing it to do such as what I'm saying. So Jimmy Johnson, I've been talking, and you haven't been listening. When you came up here, you had your deputies meet Union County deputies on a fake felony arrest warrant for cyber stalking because I posted the community-based agent's name because I caught his vehicle coming out of my driveway, and he feels in fear of his life. Well, how in the hell do I feel in fear of my life when the son of a bitches are breaking in my house and pulling out of my driveway? But I can't get them arrested. But you can come out and arrest me on a lie. Of a case we know won't go to court. Strap me in a restraining chair for hours that have been doused and covered with pepper spray. Jimmy Johnson being tortured under the color of law. There's so many violations there. We're not going to talk about the fake arrest because it hasn't been adjudicated yet. But we can talk about being falsely arrested and tortured intentionally by the Lee County and Sheriff's Department. Okay? They've got video footage. They saw the footage of me complaining and begging for my medication. I'm on fire. I'm strapped in a chair for hours, folks. Simply because I asked for my medication, my high blood pressure medicine. Why was my high blood pressure concerned? If you're getting hit with frequencies like that, what the hell do you think it is? Okay? They know that. That's why they didn't want to give me the blood pressure. They were trying to trigger a stroke or a heart attack or death. And then it would have been some other lying story. I know too many people that have died and they give a bullshit story. And you try to give the truth, they don't even want to hear it. We'll take your call. They won't take your call. So, I hate to be redundant about these things, but folks, we're making things happen. If you, as a victim, want to make something happen, go to your website, district court in your area. If you made a complaint and they didn't do anything, that's evidence. That's evidence. All you need. If you've called them and they didn't come out and investigate or something, that's all you need to prove that your civil and constitutional rights have been violated. That's where we start. It's that simple. You can file pro se. That means you represent yourself. There's no lawyer going to take it. You don't need a lawyer. You should be the expert on criminal stalking because you've had total immersion. You know what the hell's going on. Okay? Let a lawyer get up there and try to ask me any questions. I'm going to ask him how long he's experienced being stalked and tormented. Oh, you haven't? I don't think you're qualified to be asking me any questions. And last I checked, this is not a symposium or some kind of a project to be given lessons. So you're trying to defend a client about a crime you don't know a damn thing about. And so you're asking me, don't come at me crazy because I'm the authority and expert because I've been totally immersed in it, okay? So the questions you're asking are stupid, bizarre, and crazy. I just told you what I'm telling you. I'm going to flip the script on them, folks. I also have Dr. Stanwyck that will be offering expert testimony of hours and weeks and months of detail in collecting this data, analyzing this data, and proving beyond a reasonable doubt of the electronic interferences, hacking the devices, and the visible stalking. So when they're doing that, the same thing on the highway, they've got devices in your car. Look at my videos, folks. I've showed you the devices. They put them in there. This service center in Tupelo, Mississippi, has not done it once, but they've done it twice. Okay? I'm bringing them into the fold. These people think that I'm a fool or I'm stupid. I'm working with some super duper strength fly paper and them dumbasses jump on it every time. Their playbook is like their mind. It's tiny. They are just creatures of habit. They only have a few tricks, and they're going to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. Like they're still doing it. This is proof of them in the glue trap, okay? That's proof right there. This gets a federal investigation, my friends. It's not my job to investigate. It's not my job to bear the burden of proof when a crime has been committed against me. It's the damn people that we pay, that we put in offices to do this, that are not doing their job. So silence on this subject is consent and complacency with crimes. Therefore, you have violated the oath that you took and need to be, and most will be, removed from office. Then you'll be charged with federal crimes under crimes committed under color of law. We're going to see this through, folks. I've started one, and within the next 14 days, I'm telling you, the fan, shit's going to hit it. So I'm going to put, do your little clown posse PAL program, community stalking program in Tupelo, Mississippi, and Lee County, Mississippi. I got the tag numbers and stuff. I got enough. And look, they're hiring rats and snitches, folks, and rats and snitches are going to do what rats and snitches do. But look here, Jimmy Johnson, you got that to answer for. And I promise you, you're not going to stand in front of a federal judge and act dumb and oblivious like you have no idea what I'm talking about. Nor will it be a place to say, look here, judge, this man's crazy. Can we just miss this and ignore him and go on home? No. Or, well, it's just theater. It was just theater. Theater is legal. Oh, really? So, you could, a troop of these street theater people can go in and rob a bank, get the money and do all that, and then when they're caught, oh, it's just street theater. That's legal. That's not against the law. We're going to give the money back. We're just doing that to make a point or whatever, to help the community. And when they get through, the judge, I'm sure they will tell them, say, well, look, this is not theater. This is, by the way, the real world. And that's called bank robbery. I don't care what you've named it. They call this community policing. It's criminal stalking and harassment and crimes against humanity. That's where the little play on words won't hunt in federal court, okay? Just because you call it something else doesn't make it something else. You robbed a damn bank. All that theater shit, and you're doing something for the community, okay. Are you through? Okay. Well, get prepared to go to prison, okay? Because this is not theater, and you're not doing anything for the community. You're criminals. That's how it works out in court. They don't want this element to come out, what I'm telling you. And to keep that from coming out, you got Midge Mathis and Ella Free and all these other fake-ass name people on the bullshit wagon. And so you become geniuses at all this technology. And people get mad at me because I won't sit down there and listen to it. I said, look, I don't care. I don't want to hear that. What I want is for you to shut up. I'm going to go get a cheeseburger, and I'm going to take a nap, and then I'm going to get them bitches in court and do what I do and slam dunk their asses, okay? I don't want to be the most influential talking head on Star Trek shit. They're mimicking the stuff. I can prove that, okay? They're doing V2K. Turn your damn radio up. It's sound projection. Is there V2K technology? Yes. They're not giving these toothless morons $1 million pieces of equipment shaped like a hairdryer to zap you. Get the hell out of here. It's simple. This thing's still high. And you know what? They got a special place in hell. I know where these people are right now. I'm telling you, I know where they are. One of them is, okay, they know I know who they are, okay? And they're under some assumption, well, you can't prove it. Well, folks, let me tell you what, if I have a bad day you won't have to worry about any of that, because I've already had court. The jury's already in on what I just said about you. You better hope and pray to God that law enforcement does intervene. It won't be an option for me to sit back and allow you to continue to do it. They stop you or I stop you. Rest assured, you will be stopped, okay? So you keep thinking that. I'm not going to be having that conversation when my life is threatened of somebody trying to have a discussion with me. Well, you can't prove it and all that or whatever, okay? If I confront you, that's not going to be an issue. And you're not going to like the confrontation. Let me hear from you, folks. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. As I get this website up, it is up and running. That's official. That's not something I'm thinking about doing. I do it. I can get more done in an hour than most of these fake assholes can do in a lifetime. They love talking about getting up a class action, a campaign, a Kool-Aid party. Folks, I ain't got my ass on any of that. I'm dealing with reality here, okay? So I told you the first steps to take to do that. You don't need a lawyer. You're not going to get a lawyer, and if you do, let me tell you, folks, it's career suicide for an attorney to challenge these people. They've got a lot to lose, but guess what? I ain't got nothing to lose. They can't take nothing from me. I don't want for nothing, by the way. Okay? I'm driving a Mercedes, and by God, I'm going to tell you, I'm fixing to be driving another one if these assholes don't get right. I'm going to live my life. They ain't taking another thing from me. And I'm going to give the devil back everything he gave me. And I'm taking back. God said he would restore me 70 times 7. That promise is for you and it's for me. Don't tell me, well, I'm going to try to get God to help me. Folks, you either give it to God or not. Ain't no trying to it. That is a hypocrisy at its height. Try. You can't try. If you could do it by your own will, then Jesus Christ didn't have to be tortured and suffered on a cross for us. All your trying's not going to do it. Read Romans 10. Confess with your mouth, repent of your sins, you will be born again. The new man inside of you. And once that new man comes in, Mr. Perp, that Holy Spirit will let you know loud and clear. There's no exceptions to the rule. And you participating in any form, shape, or fashion in torturing and making another human being miserable, that's not the work of God. Okay? So you get the black gay mafia that's down there in Tupelo, these guys walking around all buff and stuff, and sports cars and stuff. I think that they think that somehow that would intimidate me. Let me tell you, folks. I think they could clearly see I'm not intimidated. I'm not intimidated. I don't care how much, what freakish size of build you have on you. Okay? I'm satisfied that within a few seconds, we'll have a mess on our hands. Okay? And I won't hesitate. I will walk straight up to Satan himself and spit in his face and tell him how weak he is. There's no fear in this boy. I have decided a long time ago. I am walking with God. So you can decide to walk with God or run with the devil. Because these people that are running with the devil are running like rats leaving a sinking ship. And I'm walking with God. And I don't live in fear. And there ain't no mob or anybody going to intimidate me. These frequencies and all this stuff, all you're doing is irritating somebody that will show you and can show you a lot better than I can tell you. Okay? So stay tuned. Share my page. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And that's how you support this, because they're trying to put me in a claptrap to get me from, they don't want me talking because I'm naming names. I'm putting their picture on there. And when I do that, folks, I got the facts to back it up, okay? I got the facts to back it up. Since when do you arrest someone that's an alternative media reporter because you don't like what they said? I've got freedom of speech is a whole different thing than freedom of the press. That's a high standard. And you can't just, and you start locking up somebody that's reporting the news and you don't like it, well, guess what? Didn't nobody make you come to my page and listen to me? Didn't nobody make you hear that? You stalking son of a bitch, you own my shit, and it's out in fear of my life. Oh, I don't like this. Well, change the channel. If you don't like it, jump off my page. But if you think I'm going to shut up and stop telling the truth and naming names, honey, that ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen. So, social media platforms, I don't have any faith in that. World Wide Web, here we come. Got my own website, and we're going to start dumping it on there. Ain't nobody going to tell me I violated community standard for outing child molesters, predators, child trafficking, human trafficking, pedophiles, drug dealing, and drug controlling law enforcement, and the list goes on and on and on. I'm going to put them out there and put the names on there, and I'm going to make it rain with that information. Know the truth, and the truth will set you free, victim. Until next time, God bless you.